Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into a highly contentious and evolving situation in the Middle East, where Israel has begun expanding its influence into Syrian territory, and certain anti-Assad rebel groups are reportedly backing this move in exchange for more Western support. In today's video, we'll break down what's happening, why this is a critical development, and the broader implications on the region and the world at large. But first, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future updates. Let's get into it. Over the last few years, the Syrian Civil War has seen shifting alliances and the rise of various factions vying for control. Israel, always keeping a close eye on its northern border, has increasingly found itself involved in Syria, particularly in the Golan Heights region, a disputed area that both Israel and Syria claim. So, what exactly is going on? Israeli forces have been stepping up their presence in territories that were once under Syrian control. This has sparked significant tensions, not just with the Syrian government, but also with global powers. Israel's strategy? To secure its borders and prevent hostile groups like Hezbollah and Iran from gaining a stronger foothold in Syria. However, here's where things take an interesting turn. Some anti-Islam rebel factions who have been fighting against President Bashar al-Assad's regime for years have reportedly begun to align themselves with Israeli interests. In exchange for logistical support and potential protection, these groups are hoping to gain more backing from Western powers, including the US and European nations. Now, this is a complicated and risky alliance. Historically, many of these rebel groups have been staunchly anti-Israel. But as the dynamics of the war continue to shift, they're now considering a different approach. The idea is simple. If Israel can provide military assistance and Western nations can offer political and financial support, the rebels may have a better chance of defeating Assad and the forces aligned with him. Western countries, especially the United States, have been walking a fine line when it comes to the Syrian conflict. While the US has supported some anti-Assad factions, the dynamics are constantly shifting, and the West remains wary of the long-term consequences of deeper intervention in Syria. So, why does this matter? For Israel, this represents a strategic expansion of influence, not just over the Golan Heights, but across the broader region. It's about maintaining security, preventing Iranian entrenchment, and asserting territorial control. For the anti-Assad rebels, this is a tough decision. By allying with Israel, they risk alienating their traditional supporters. But they may gain the kind of power that could help them win the war. It's a gamble, but in war, there are no easy choices. Let's take a closer look at the territories in question. As we zoom in on the Golan Heights and surrounding regions, we can see how the landscape has evolved. The presence of Israeli forces is more pronounced, and key rebel factions are now reportedly working alongside them, creating a new layer of complexity in the conflict. But what does this mean for the future of Syria and the region? If these alliances hold, Israel could strengthen its grip on the Golan Heights and exert even more influence over Syria's sovereignty. But tensions could also escalate, especially with Syria's allies, Russia and Iran, pushing back against what they'll see as a violation of international law. And let's not forget the broader international implications. Russia, which has heavily supported Assad's regime, and Iran, which has backed the Syrian government and Hezbollah, are likely to see Israel's expansion as a threat. We could see a significant ramp-up in military tensions, not just between Syria and Israel, but between global powers with vested interests in the region. At the end of the day, this situation underscores how volatile and unpredictable the Middle East remains. Alliances shift rapidly, and the stakes are higher than ever. Israel's move to colonize Syrian territory is a major development, and the decision by anti-Assad rebels to align with Israel could have long-lasting consequences for Syria's future. What do you think about this situation? Will the rebels' alliance with Israel lead to a new regional order, or will it spark even greater conflict? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis on global affairs. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.